Okay, sorry, I didn't read D before I started. Should have read it. But we are looking at when it is increasing most rapidly, and we're talking about Y increasing most rapidly. Now, we have to interpret what that means. So increasing would imply that Y prime is positive, but this most rapidly is really looking for that inflection point of Y, because I want my most positive slope. Your most positive or negative slopes occur at inflection points. As a reminder in your T-chart, if we're finding an inflection point, that is where Y prime has a min or max, which is going to be where Y double prime has a 0 and a sign change. So we actually have to get to our second derivative of Y in order to do that. So this is my first derivative. Okay, so really what I'm going to be doing is taking the derivative of this. You can write Y double prime. You can do, d2y over dt, not squared, but that also means second derivative. So your second derivative, you'd have that negative pi over 6. The derivative of sine is cosine. And then remember, we're doing it in terms of time, so I also need d theta dt. Okay, now looking back, we know what that is again. It was pi over 30. So not that it's really going to matter, but, and you'll see why it doesn't matter in a sec here. To find that inflection point, we want where it equals 0. So it didn't matter what showed here because when I divided over, I'm just looking where 0 equals the cosine of theta. And then here's your quadrantals. So I have 1, 0, 0, 1, and I'm like, okay, cosine is what I'm looking for. So that's your first order, and so it would also be here. So your two options are, we're kind of going this way here. So 15 minutes after or 45 minutes after. Now what it wants is the most positive, or increasing most positive. When I hit here, I'm going to be going down. So that one would not be the most positive, it would be the most negative. It would be the 45 because I would be going back up, and so I would be having a positive slope.